Hey guys, welcome back to another top 3 rules video. Now if you saw last week's video on the top 3 series, I talked about one of the greatest entrepreneurs ever, Steve Jobs. And today we're talking about another entrepreneur, Gary Vaynerchuck. Let's get started. Rule number 1 by Gary Vaynerchuck is self-awareness.
This is a word that is rarely talked about in our space that I want to start building more attention for. Self-awareness. I want to deliver on this message so much. I would create a test or a drug that allowed people to become self-aware. One potion inject, not hustle, not smart, self-awareness. I don't fear being self-aware. I know I suck at a lot of stuff. I think everybody lies to themselves. Some people are meant to be B and C players. And I'm pissed that the narrative now is that you need to be a number one and have your company, because a lot of people are gonna lose or leave money on the table because that's just the narrative. I'm such a positive guy. I struggle to think about the things I'm bad at, but self-awareness requires understanding both and then choosing which path you wanna go through. I'm a big fan of going all in on your strengths and don't give a fuck about what you suck at. Self-awareness isn't only just betting on your strengths, it's accepting all your shortcomings.
You must be self-aware enough to know what you should be doing, what your beliefs should be, and not just be based on whatever society wants you to be. And that's what most people are doing, because they're afraid to be themselves. But that's not right. You should be yourself and only yourself, because only you know what's right for you. Rule number 2, be patient.
For some unknown reason, when people go into ventures like this and other things, they somehow miraculously think it's gonna happen in 5 minutes. That you're the one person in the world, whatever you guys call your big club and put posters of each other up on, you think you're gonna be in that circle in 5 minutes for some reason, because you're the most charismatic, you figured out some weird system, you've got it. And the lack of patience is what hurts so many people. And so by losing so much money in those first 18 months, I had walking into a system that I had to be patient, I had to build, I had to work. From 22 to 30 years old for 8 years, in my 20s, I worked 15 hours a day, 7 days a week in my dad's liquor store. Today, with all the things that have happened to me, I get emails on Facebook from friends I went to high school with, often starting with, "Gary, you're so lucky." I reply to every single one of them, all of them, with the reply of an opening line first. "Jan, great to see you again. You look great. Kid's super cute. P.S. I am super not lucky. Let me remind you, Rick, remember when we graduated college and you went to the Jersey Shore every weekend and hooked up with chicks and drank beer? I worked."
You'll see a lot of people doing stuff, starting things, and they won't see results. They're working very hard, but not seeing any results. And that leads a lot of people to give up. But what they don't understand is, everything great takes time. And so if you're doing something that's worth it and that you actually want in your life, you gotta keep going and be patient. And because it's great, it will take time. Rule number 3, give more than you take.
Hey Gary, you talk a lot about 51-49,
Yeah.
giving more than you're getting. For the longest time, I did not do that.
Yes.
And do you have any advice on, besides just...
Have you started?
Have I started?
When you said for the longest time I did not do that, were you alluding to you've started doing a little of that, or you're thinking about doing it?
Yes, for a while now I've been giving more than I'm getting.
And
but
what's happening?
It's a lot better. The question is, do you have any tips in speeding that process up?
Nope.
Just patience. All right, thanks man, appreciate it.
But it's cool, right? Like, of course it works. Dude, because it's the right thing. You seem pretty fit. You have any advice how to get fucking abs in one day?
Rule number 3 by Gary V is stop complaining.
You have to deal with the reality of the situation. Dwelling and pondering and crying doesn't do shit. And it especially doesn't do shit in this echo chamber. In this arena, there is no crying. You can cry, you're just gonna lose. And I have bad news about complaining and crying. Let me tell you something about complaining and crying that's really, really gonna hurt for all you complainers out there. Nobody gives a shit. And let me give you a preview who gives a shit. The following people give a shit when you complain. The other losers around you, your sick, broken parent that secretly wants to hold you down so that you're not more successful than them. And let me remind you one more time, the other fucking losers around you.
Stop complaining. If you don't like something in your life, do something about it. Change it up. If you're not happy, stop doing what you're doing right now. If you're not happy with it, and start doing what actually makes you happy. Because complaining itself, without taking any action to change stuff, will do nothing for you other than make your life even worse than it is right now. So stop complaining. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.